Hey, let's talk about the Comptia trifecta. If you haven't heard that term before, it's referring to Comptia A plus, Comptia Networks plus, and Comptia Security plus. You might be planning just to take the A plus, or maybe you're going to do all three, or you're not sure yet. Some people just take the security if they're going cybersecurity. For me, I did the trifecta. It's required in my program at WGU, which I'm currently a student. And so, yeah, I was really kind of not prepared for the first one. A little bit of background about me is that, like, I don't have any experience in the industry. So there's a huge difference, for people that are like needing to get the certificate because they've already been working, maybe help desk, something like that, and then the job requires it. And then some of us are students, things like that. But basically, going into it, I had no idea what to expect, and it was a little bit brutal for me personally. I don't think that like I went in there and then like immediately knew what I was doing and just like kind of got it all done. I'm super grateful for Reddit because that just anytime I was really like struggling to understand, I use Reddit a lot. So I suggest that for you. Just constantly like, who's having a problem with this? What can I do? There's just such great advice on there in general. But I would say one of my biggest flaws for the first one I took, which was Comptia A plus, which if I was going to give advice, I would say start with that one. I think that's easier. And then going to the other ones, they can kind of build on each other. But when I took it, I immediately went like a normal person and went to the provided coursework with Comptia. And personally, I did not do well with it. I spent about a month just reading the stuff that they had to offer and doing labs and, going through it. And then somehow, like, after that, like, 4 weeks, I had no idea what was going on. It just wasn't going in right. And then that's when I looked to Reddit and was like, how can I accomplish this? Like, am I failing? Am I not good at this? Which is like really scary, especially if you're wanting to, further your career and your education with tech, then you need to be able to do the basics. So if you're struggling, like, don't worry, because some people have had lots and lots of experience and then they write that they had a hard time because it's standardized testing. But anyway, so if I was going to give any like tips or tricks, I would say for me personally, like, watching videos of people instructing was so much more helpful. And then I hand wrote a lot of notes. I just like took note cards, and I spent way too much time doing this as well, but I just wrote down freaking everything and then anything I didn't know. But yeah, I would definitely check out. I used Jason Dion's course for, like, again, for me that worked. So everyone's different, and then there's the Messer ones as well. Sometimes people do both. The biggest thing with the Comptia courses is that you can end up wasting like a lot of time. Like, most of us don't have a lot of time to study. So, or we want to go quickly and we want to just like get a lot in. So I would say, faster track would be like pick one of the videos if you can, like one of the courses. They're not that expensive, totally worth the money, I feel like. So I did Jason Dion's course. I watched all the videos. There's like so many of them. So don't think that you're going to get through this course in 2 days, because unless you kind of know stuff, I feel like you're probably not going to get through it. But yeah, so I did that, go through all his videos, and then take his practice exams. And then I also did the practice questions and exams with the Comptia course. Now, if you're really wanting to learn more about IT and like you want to have a good foundation, then you should spend time on those labs. There's some really great labs, especially in the A plus one, where it shows you how to like build a computer. I did learn a lot from those, but the labs are not the labs are not going to look exactly like the PBRs and stuff on the exam. Like they're just not, and I feel like they do that on purpose to make it kind of difficult. So, um, yeah, so moving on, we should talk about some tips for the actual exam. I took mine in person. Do I want to go drive and schedule and do all that? Not really, but I think it's way better. You don't have to worry so much about having a connection issue or like having someone watch you and then think that you like looked away from the screen or you did something that they didn't like. I feel like the testing center was a really good option for me. I had it set. I could like set up my setting and everything like that to kind of get it done. So I took all three in the testing center and I passed. Yay. But so I would say that. But yeah, when it comes to the exam, when you're there, one of the things is like trying to keep pace. So you pretty much have 90 minutes and like, it can be like 90 minutes and 90 questions kind of thing. There's less multiple choice questions, and then there's also the simulated questions. So those are typically in the beginning. What I would do is just immediately go past those because you can go back. Don't read them, don't do anything, just click, 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 get past them. Sometimes you only have like 3 and sometimes you have like 6. So each exam is really different. And then just go to the questions. I had a professor or an instructor with WGU that let me know that if you are reading through the question and then you're not sure what the answer might be, you're just kind of like, I think it's this, I think it's that, just flag it. My first instinct is to like click the one I think is the most and then flag it and then go back. But there's something about this that I think that the test might be adapting to your responses. So if you don't click anything and you only flag it, it's likely that the next question won't be on the same topic. So let's say you're having a really hard time with something about IP addresses and just flag those and get through the whole exam and then go back. And it's kind of scary because you don't have a lot of time, and you don't want to be clicking around too much. But I really think if you feel like you're going to just squeak by or you're just nervous about, doing the best you can on the exam. Because when I read stuff on Reddit, I definitely saw that people would be like, I had 6 questions on this vague topic. It's just something they didn't know. And I think they kept answering it like maybe not correctly and then kept getting prompted. I hope this is helpful for you. That was a whole rant. I don't expect you to watch this whole video, but if you're just in it, maybe having someone else talk about it is nice. But I passed all the exams. I really feel like if you study well and you take time to do it, then you should be able to get through them. Networks was really tough. It's just a really hard exam, and I learned so much studying for that exam. Like, I know so much more than I ever did, so I'm really grateful for that. And I still it's just a really tough exam. I really thought that I was gonna fail it. I was like trying not to just process the fact that I was gonna fail it, and a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I will also fail something and then have to, try again because maybe I didn't study the right things, and that's okay. They're all different, and I feel like if you do fail your exam, like, you're not a failure. And just go and take it again, like, you have another chance. It's okay. Test taking is not for everyone. A lot of us struggle with it. So it doesn't mean that you don't know the material. It's just the style of the test, and just get it done. And you'll be so happy with yourself after it's over. So I do recommend doing them. If you're like not sure if you should do them at all, I do think that it says something about you, like that you're willing to put yourself through this. Also, I wanted to talk about my best friend, ChatGPT. I use Chat a lot for helping me with the Comptia courses. So it's not a fail proof, but I feel like with a lot of topics with Chat, they don't work well. It doesn't, maybe doesn't know things, or it says like just whatever you want it to say. But with the Comptia exams, it was pretty good at spitting out questions for me that were in Comptia style. I'd always prompt it. So what I would do is, if you're whatever one you're doing, A plus, Networks plus, Security plus, go and find I'm gonna forget the name. Sorry, the all the terms that you need to learn, right? So it has all the terms and everything, and get that PDF and download it to your computer, and then take that and put it into ChatGPT, right? And say, hey, I need to know all of this stuff. Let's go over everything. It's really good for review. You know, if I ever saw a little term on there or something that I didn't understand quite, or I thought I did, I would just take it, have chat, retell me the information, ask me, hey, tell me what Comptia wants me to know. Okay, wants me to know these things, right? And then have it quiz me. And I would be like, quiz me in Comptia style, you know, moderately hard or whatever. And that, I think, honestly, with networks, that was really helpful. I will say there was so many terms and things that I felt like I needed to know for that exam. Like, I just felt like I needed to know like 1,000 things, which is overwhelming. You know, some people take a long time to do this, and you know, that's understandable. But I did get through the bulk of it just going over stuff with chat. So maybe that will help you. Maybe that's not the right way to go, you know, controversial. But if you're just like, I don't even know where to start, like that's a great place to start. And another trick I kind of like to do is if I'm just, you know, I can answer the question, you know, I can tell you what networking thing this is, but like I don't understand like why or how in real world examples because I don't have experience. I did like to ask chat and just be like, what would this look like for a networking engineer? What would they do with this? And what kind of problems, you know, would they resolve? And that really helped like get the concepts and stuff in my mind. Yeah, anyways, this has been a whole tangent, so I don't know if this will be helpful to you. The idea of this channel is just to connect with people and talk about going to school, talk about cloud engineering, you know, be honest about what it takes to do these things, and yeah, in just a casual way. So I wish you luck if you're working on these exams. Feel free to like comment below, ask any questions, whatever you like. And I'm hoping to make some more of these.